attachment.
Hello everyone, this is McBainer, and today I will be casting Liquid Taeja versus StarTale Life. I'll be casting game number 1 of DreamHack 2014, I believe, the finals. This was a best of 7, and I will be casting game number 1 here. I might finish the series. Of course, this was quite a while ago when this was played, but I thought it would be a good start to my casting series to start out with a Starcraft 2 game of two amazing players that if you do play Starcraft 2 and you have been playing for some time or ever watch it, you will for sure know about these two players, StarTale Life and Liquid Taeja. Like I said, this is DreamHack, the finals here, game number 1. And in the top left here, we will be having our blue Terran from Team Liquid. This is Taeja. And in the bottom right here, we do have StarTale Life playing as our Zerg, Red Zerg. Also being one of the youngest Zerg players out there right now, especially the youngest with skill level. He is so good, and some arguably say that he is the best Zerg at the moment. And of course, Liquid Taeja going way back in history in the StarCraft 2 scene. Of course, we are underway here for quite a good game. And Taeja and Liquid Taeja and StarTale Life both have a tendency to play macro games most of the time. You usually never see each player do something kind of, you know, scary or gimmicky, or you never see much cheese come out from these players here. And as this is a 4-player map, I do expect to see a more drawn out game here, as we do see the command center first here coming down for Taeja, and the hatch first coming down for Life. Immediately taking that gas afterwards as soon as he can. This will allow him to have that early speed. I assume that's what he will be wanting to spin that gas on later here. Spawning pool should go down soon. There it is. Overlord, unfortunately, this first one sent out will be going in the wrong direction. His second one being sent down to the bottom left will be also going in the wrong direction. And no drone scout going out here, so he will be seeing Taeja's build really late, but as of right now, there is nothing he should have to worry about. Taeja does send out a scout of himself to find out what Life might be up to. Of course, gas being thrown down here. He'll probably be looking to go for that factory and maybe to get out some of those reactor Hellions later on to really help himself against StarTale's Zerglings that will be produced later on. Taeja does know that Life really likes to go the Ling Bane Muta in most of his games, and Taeja also himself likes to go bio a lot, Marine Marauder Medevac with Widow Mines. So both players knowing what's kind of standard right now in the meta of StarCraft 2, Liquid Taeja never being more really a mech player. StarTale Life knows this, and the scout does get here, but 4 Zerglings are there to chase it away. Spawning pool does have the metabolic boost going down for the speed of the Lings, as Taeja starts to wall off his front here. Does scout that there's no third base. He did swing the SCV down there on his way home, and now he's being chased by 4 Lings. One breaks off here, probably to go to the watchtower, as these 3 Lings do try to chase down this SCV here. Don't know if they'll get it or not. Don't know if Taeja will pull 2 Marines out. Probably not, as they might be taken down also. And it looks like it'll barely get away here. That's not a huge deal, but it's kind of nice to have that extra SCV there. And like I said, we do have a third command center going down here for Liquid Taeja. He is wanting to play that macro style. This will be a drawn out game. At least that's what Taeja wants right now. He wants to get that 3 base economy going down to where he can really execute his style of play, which is that Marine Marauder Medevac heavy drop play, heavy harassment, pushing up and back, keeping the Zerg on his toes. So he does go for that third command center now, and the Hellion production does start here. Overlord does try to come in here by Life, but Taeja does pull another Marine back, trying to take this out here before any scouting information does come down on this command center here. And it does not get the vision of the command center, unfortunately. Third hatchery, of course, going down by Life here, and Hellions able to push that Zergling off the watchtower, allowing vision for Taeja. Do see the creep spread starting up here, and double evolution chamber going down as Life is starting to saturate all of his bases. It is a little oversaturated here, but should expect him to take another gas after a while here, or maybe transfer some drones. And we do have an Overlord coming in right here, but probably will not make it around to see this command center still. Double eBay coming down for Liquid Taeja 2, going to start that 1-1 as soon as he can. Of course, Stim is started there. So both players not really harassing a lot right now. Life not going for any of his double-pronged attacks right now with speedlings. Even though speed is done, he's not looking to try to attack as this is walled off and there is no third base that he knows about at this point. So Taeja just trying to keep some creep from spreading here, but doesn't want to overextend with those Hellions, as the Queens are really good against Hellions and could kill them. But this is quite a number of Hellions here. Looks like we have 8 of them out. He is going to try to poke away at this, killing some creep there. Really good job by Liquid Taeja. Knows when that creep will be going down and just likes to poke in and keep it from spreading as much as he can. That will help him out later, as he does have to go against those speedlings and banelings fighting on creep. So here we do see a large amount of lings coming out, and if he could catch some of these Hellions on their way back, that would be huge. But I don't know if he'll make it in time. Looks like the Liquid Taeja has that game sense and is able to retreat. Split up his Hellions a little bit here. Scan does go down. He does see that the double evolution chamber is there. Doesn't know whether it's roaches or anything like that, but something he probably doesn't expect at this time. Third base has been landed here, as Taeja will start the wall off on this, keeping the Hellions here, because this is walled off, so obviously there's no danger here for Liquid Taeja to be worried about, but he does know about all of these lings in the middle of the map and wants to protect this third base so it can get up and running soon and walled off itself. We do see the lair has finished here for StarTale Life, and the Baneling nest going down. Spire also going down in the natural base here. That hasn't been spotted yet, but these lings trying to poke in here, but having this little bit, these 2 supply depot walls does allow Taeja to keep safe behind his mineral line. StarTale Life just gonna retreat here, but does have vision of the watchtower. That's really important at this time, but as Taeja will move out later, he'll be looking to take those himself. Throwing down a lot of barracks here, and of course his 2 medevacs halfway done, about to pop out here. 2-2 should be started soon here, as the armory did just finish for Taeja. There goes 2-2. And 2-2 also started for Life. Both upgrades, both players playing really solid, matching up there. You know, if they're matched up upgrades that close, that means that both players are really talented, as we know they are, but a lot of Banelings being morphed here knows that that attack might be happening soon, as those medevacs are popping out now. And we do see the force of Liquid Taeja, both forces being 1-1. Taeja probably looking to clear some creep here. Is going to poke onto creep just a little bit. Doesn't want to go too far. Doesn't want to overextend with these speedlings and banelings. Hellions are a little bit far here, trying to pick away, but the Zerglings almost getting this round here. Do get this round on the Hellions. He's going to have to pick up, and does get away here, keeping his Marines only in those medevacs. Life does happen to take out all those Hellions, which is a huge, or not, I shouldn't say huge win, but a win for Life there, as Taeja will have to have something else to clear up these large amount of lings. He does seem to be adding Widow Mines in the mix, which is something that he does like to do. As we see here, Baneling speed started for Life, and the Spire +1 attack going down here, and third base is up and rolling now for Life, or fourth base. Poking in with some Marines here with his forces, but probably gonna have to pick up here. Does pick up, gets the Widow Mines borrowed, but no hits going off. Does poke on a creep here, deciding to take out some queens. Gonna have to be really careful not to overstep. Of course, Baneling speed is not hit in yet, but there are some mutas out on the field now. That Baneling speed will hit very soon. The infestation pit going down here as he is being able to stay on these 4 saturated bases, or 3 and almost 4 saturated base. He has been able to take that early infestation pit and will be looking to get up to that hive soon. Of course, Taeja also feeling really well on this 3 base economy. That is kind of what you want to get at in TVP as a Terran player, is that heavy 3 base economy. I mean, it's always good to have more bases, but at this point of the game, if you can have 3 non-harassed bases, it's really good for a Terran player. Can be constantly producing out of their barracks, and a lot of barracks here for Taeja. 8 barracks, and that 3-3 now started. 2-2 is done on this Bioforce, so he is looking to push a little bit on this creep, clearing up some creep. There's a 5th base going down here for Life, but who knows how long that'll last. And a huge amount of Zerglings missed the Widowmine hit, but a lot being taken out there. And that was going to be a huge counterattack there, try by Life, but really well held off there by Taeja. Taking out a few Marines with a few Banelings, but now we see what Taeja's really good at. Moving around the map, taking the awkward routes that is not expected from Terran to take, and now is going to slowly start inching up with these Widow Mines, but doesn't want to take too good of a Baneling. He's trying to split against all these Banelings, but there's so many Banelings, a lot going out there on those Marines, but now it's just Mutas and a few Zerglings, and there are enough medevacs there to keep it healed, but he doesn't want to overextend here. He doesn't want to lose too much. The counterattack from Life would be huge. Does have it rallied to the watchtower though. Trying to probably clear some more creep here. And the 4th base started for Taeja now. Wanting to make sure he does keep that economy rolling. Again, more Banelings being morphed here by Life. 4 more morphing. We do have an Ultralisk Cavern going down here. Of course, 3-3 also started for Life, but the Ultralisk Cavern is going down. That would be huge for Life if he could catch Taeja off guard. Not having any Marauders to combat those Ultralisks would be a huge play for Liquid Taeja if he could keep that hidden. And he does have that 5th base going down here. He will float it. And the 5th base being caught out here by Life is going to be taken down. Of course, it's not a huge loss here for Life, as it wasn't saturated with drones or anything like that. It was kind of just a base that he was trying to get lucky with, maybe used to get some more units out on the map, or even for vision. And he does have a lot of mines here. He has 9 mines, and this will really help him inch his way up, catching a few Mutalisks there, some Marines. There is an Overseer with this, so he will be able to spot these mines, trying to explode some Banelings on them to kill them, but not taking any out, taking 1 out here. And the rally is just huge from Liquid Taeja, just rallying to this spot here. Like I said, as he's slowly inching up with these mines, taking out some Banelings without taking very much damage, is being really cost effective here for Liquid Taeja. And he does have this Thor that will be able to soak up a lot of damage. Of course, 5th base being landed here by Liquid Taeja. No drones transferred yet, but the Planetary Fortress did start on it, and the Ultras have arrived. We'll have to see how this plans out here. Thor being picked up, good micro from Liquid Taeja, but the bio units are bunched up really well here, but they're also in a spot to be protected by the Thor. And drones finally being transferred back to this base, as they were being harassed earlier, and we're going to see another fight here. Good splits coming out by Liquid Taeja to keep him away from these claws of Ultralisks, but being pushed back here, those concussive shells slowing those Ultras a little bit. The R2-2 somewhat of mine shots going down here, but looks like Life will clean this up. Killing the Thor and all the Bio Army, and the boost coming out here from these medevacs. Of course, Taeja should have known that he wasn't going to be able to push for the win there, and does have his rally set back here at home. But we will probably see a counterattack coming out from Liquid Taeja. It's a lot of Lings. More Widow Mines being burrowed here. And this Spire now transferring into a greater Spire. We might try to see some Brood Lords here after a while. We do see Infestors coming into the mix. Just a couple, but enough to get some money fungals off. And more barracks being thrown down. Liquid Taeja just really ramping up his economy here, and just able to constantly produce out of this massive number of barracks that he does have. 3-3 has been finished. +3 armor going down for his medevacs. And we do see a counter attack hidden lings over here on the right side of the map, but we also see some hidden lings on the left side of the map. Morphing in 5 banelings. And we do see some Widow Mines being burrowed here. And oh my gosh, money hits coming out there on these drones. This is not what Life wants to be in right now. He doesn't want to be in this situation where he's getting harassed himself, as he is going to move in some units here on both the 4th and 5th base. Being cleared up, pulls just in time. Really great game sense and game play from Taeja there. Seeing both bases at the same time while pushing. That's just really showing off his skills there, knowing and seeing that mini-map. Being able to use his skill and game awareness to make sure he doesn't take any detrimental SCV blows from those banelings. And now that he has held off that little tiny attack on each of his bases, he will be able to make a push of his own. Moving up those Widow Mines to help take some hits for him. Does have a lot of Widow Mines in the mix, has another Thor, and just tons of medevacs here. But Money Fungal coming down from Life, getting those deep Widow Mine shots though, and this is just a lot of bio, but we do see a 4 more Ultralists alive, 1 going down. But that is just so much bio here. Looks like he's going to clean up all the Ultralists, which cost so much money. 2 Broodlords in the back and a Corruptor, but will they be enough? More Widow shots going down here, and that is good game. Life does call the game there, being able to not have the economy to replenish such a big loss, and that is Liquid Taeja's Game 1 victory over StarTale Life in the best of 7 DreamHack. I appreciate you all for watching. This has been my first StarCraft 2 cast, and there will be more to come. Thank you very much.